Live at 5. Yeah. We're live at 5. Yeah. Grab your seat, grab your drink. It's that Sunday vibe. Welcome in, hit that chat. Tell me what you're building at. Prints lined up on the rack. Lay a stack, back to back. Yeah. Laser light on a fresh new place. Sparks of an idea you can't fake. From a sketch to a real life thing. Watch it glow while the bell goes ding. Sunday live at 5. Come and watch it come alive. We're making wild, exciting things. Dreams and plastic sparks and beams. Sunday live at 5. Friends and subs, yo. All my tribe, like, share, subscribe, come ride. Sunday live at 5. Spool spin as the camera zooms. Colors bursting all over the room. Tiny gears, dragons with wings. Gadgets, gizmos, crazy new rings. Style and heat, watch the layers climb. Perfect pass in real time. From a thought to the build plate shine. This is how we cross that line. Sunday live at 5. Come and watch it come alive. We're making wild, exciting things. Dreams and plastic sparks and beams. Sunday live at 5. Friends and subs, yo. All my tribe, like, share, subscribe, come right. Sunday live at 5. Sunday live at 5. Sunday live at 5. Got a treat for the crew tonight. Polymaker on the giveaway light. Drop your name, let the chat go wild. Could be you, lucky style. New folks don't just sit and peek. Hit that button if you come each week. OG squad, you already know. We turn what if into whoa. Hands up high. If you're here for the ride, hey, type it out, let the comments fly. What should we make tonight? Make tonight, make tonight, make tonight. From the bench to the screen to your mind. Every print, every cut, and every line. We're a team, one big design. Count it down, down. One more time. Sunday live at 5. Yeah, we're just getting started. Friends and fam worldwide, like, share, subscribe. Let's make something awesome tonight.
Hey, hello and welcome to DeWitt 3D on this fine Sunday evening. Sunday live at 5. How'd you guys like the new jam? Pretty good, huh? Wrote that myself. So let's see who's here tonight. Let's just see. First of all, let me double check my sound. My sound sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Yes, first stream of 2026. Welcome and Happy New Year, everybody. I'm just going to check and see who's here and who was here. Another CG was first. Oh, DeWitt 3D was second. Look at that. DIY Maker Mindset is here. Hello, Da Vinci. And Jerry, of course, is here. Hello, Jerry. Thank you for always being here, my friend. The Ranch Kid is here. Stephen Poole. Hey, Stephen, haven't seen you in a little while. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Who else? Let's see. We have William Nelson is here. And another CG, I already said that. You are here, you are here. Side rant, don't buy car parts from Amazon if you can, if it's not on Prime delivery. No kidding. Andy Visley's here. Hello, Andy. Who else? Let's see. I'm just scrolling through the chat. Tulsa Skin is here. Wiki Central is here. Ranch Kid. Pop Away. I'm probably repeating some names, but that's just me. 3D Vince. Hello, hello. And who else? I am Raj. And if I'm missing you, forgive me, but I think I've got everybody. I think I have everybody. Voyager, Mark is here. Hello, hello, Mark, and welcome and welcome. I'm the ghost in the machine. I never left. You never left. There you go. Do I dare say mic is cracking a bit? If it is, that's okay. I can always take it off and hook it up the other way. I don't know, something about the lavalier mics, you know, well, what can I do? What can I do? Let's just see. Let's just see how it goes. If everybody complains it's cracking a bit, sounds a bit like a record playing. Okay. Well, let's do this. I have a feeling then the issue is on this end. It's got to be on this end with this plug. Now, it's probably better that I've taken it off my belt. Possibly. Let's just see if I do this. What if I clip this on here? How's that sound? Tell me if it's still crackling there. It could be because it's in my pocket and every time I move it moves that wire a little bit. So, hey Kilroy, hello, hello. Anyways, let me know if this is a little bit better and we'll move on. If not, I'll unplug and we'll just put our little whatever they call this thing, rat tail or rat nose on every time I touch it or move it. Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this for now. Let's put this on here so it doesn't make the popping. This is an anti-pop type thing. And if I put this on here, it's going to make noise while I do this. Because I got to fit that right in there and come on, hang on. And it's supposed to go on there a little easier, just like that. There we go. Now if I just keep this guy hanging right here, this should be much better right now. No, not static from the sweater. It's that loose plug because this should sound a heck of a lot better now. Low humidity, higher charge. Congrats, Kilroy. What did Kilroy do? Did Kilroy win a big prize or something? Yeah, probably. Anyways, this is going to be better. 29 people on. Here we go. Just before I forget to tell you off the top, at the top of the chat, you'll see a link that's pinned. We're now going back to this old method just to try for a few reasons, but I'm not going to get into that. But there's a link pinned at the top of the chat. And it's also in the description where you can go click that link and you got to enter your YouTube name and your email to enter the Polymaker draw. We're just doing it a little bit different. We're not going to be typing words in chat anymore. Go ahead and enter the Polymaker draw using that link at the top of the chat and or as I say in the description under the Polymaker draw area. So go ahead and do that. Still tickling, still ticking. Still ticking. Crafty Jans, LLC. Good evening from northern Wisconsin. Well, good evening from northern Wisconsin. Kurt, hello, Kurt. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining the channel. Okay, so yeah, if you haven't entered, go ahead and enter. We're going to close that off at about, in about 6:15-ish, about another hour and a bit, and then we're going to do the draw around 6:30. So go ahead and enter that draw while you can. If you're late, well, you won't be late because you're hearing me now, but I will talk about it a little bit as we go through the stream. So there we go. No more hashtag, another CG, no more hashtag. You can type all the hashtags you want in there. You can predict you're going to win. You never know, but hey, that's how we're going to do. So we are starting, I've got all the pieces printed for the CyberBrick project we're going to do, which is the two little tanks that we're going to make that shoot the little discs. And of course we need the remotes. Now, reading about setting up the tank, etc., one of the first things it says to do is to pair the remote with the hardware that's going into the tank. So obviously we need to build the remotes first in order to get them paired up and made. So I printed the parts for the two tanks. You're welcome, you're welcome. That's just going to be a running joke, I'm sorry. One is going to be orange and black with white, and the other one is going to be green and yellow with white. Oops, I can show you. Here, actually, let me get this camera over here. We're going to use this camera tonight a fair bit for the build. Come on, get untangled from that wire. There we go. So, that's better, but we don't want to be aiming on me because I'm not the subject here. The subject is down here. There we go. And we can zoom that out a little bit. Hello, James. Hello, hello. Anybody else? X Icon is here. Icon is here. Hello. And Clazer. Hello from Southern California. This is a Sergeant Helio, Kurt, and Andy. Sergeant Helio, Kurt, and Andy. Well, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I don't recognize your name. Some of these names I may not recognize because YouTube is doing this funny thing with the usernames now, apparently. So if I think I don't recognize your name, but you've been here before, forgive me. And if you're new here, please just, drop a like and subscribe. That's great. Costs you nothing to do it. Oh, Clownhammer is a new owner of your box turtle. Oh, awesome. Congratulations then, Clownhammer. That's awesome. Good stuff. So as I was saying, oops, it helps if I do that. So yeah, the first tank is going to be the yellow and green parts, okay, and then these are the tires. And the second tank is going to be the orange and black, and they all have the white as a third color, okay. Yeah, that looks kind of red in the corner, but believe me, it's orange. And these are all Polymaker filaments. Now the tank tracks I initially printed in PLA. It didn't specify anything different, but I thought maybe it might be good to print them in TPU. So I also did print all the tracks in TPU. So when we get to building the actual tanks, we'll see if we're going to use the TPU. I think the TPU will work a little bit better based on grip and all that stuff. So we'll go with that. Now that down, I initially had printed the remote controls. TPU tracks, nice. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to end up using. So I initially did the remote controls. The first one I did in green. This is a Polymaker green filament. Okay, so this is the part of the filament, and then the front of the remotes. It's green with a little bit of black highlight, but the majority of the remote control pieces are green. And then I initially went with one of the HT Polymaker filaments, and thought I would do it in. It's called the fire red, or it's basically it's a filament that goes from the fire red to the orange, etc., like that. Really nice filament, printed really, really well for the parts. But I didn't know when this thing was going to finally go together. It kind of fits like this, goes like that, and then it goes kind of like this. And I don't know, I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to like this or not. There's the actual front, what the front would look like right here. Okay. And I didn't know if I would like that. So I printed a third set, just because I could. I printed a third set in Polymaker Teal, which here's what the front of that would look like. Here, let me just get this piece kind of arranged. And I printed this third set in Polymaker Teal, which I kind of like. I kind of like the Polymaker Teal. When you combine it with the black, it just kind of stands out nicely. So I don't know. We'll start with the green one, and then I can make my decision and get some opinions on what you guys think may look nicer on this. So you have the teal, or you have the two-tone fire orange. Oops, like this. I have a feeling majority of people will like the two-tone for the remote, but we'll see. You guys can tell me what you think as you go along. So prints look injection molded. These prints turned out great. Like, if you look at how clean these things turned out, these turned out beautiful, these prints. So these were all done on my P1P here, and they were all, again, Polymaker filaments. So yeah. Speaking of filaments, I have done a little bit of a partnership as well with Aereon Filaments. They reached out to me. They want to send me some filaments to try and to show off, and I said, sure. And I also said I would mention that they have a really great New Year's sale on now. If you've not used Aereon Filaments before, I would call them my number 3 filament. Number 1 filament in some cases. They make incredible silk filaments. And I know most of you have probably tried them, but they have a special on right now. I think if you buy 5 rolls, you get 55% off. I put the link in the description, but they have a really good New Year sale going on right now. So if you are a fan of Aereon Filaments, check that out as well if you haven't heard about their New Year sale. It's on until around the end of January, so go ahead and check that out as well. So, yeah, teal. There's one vote for teal already, so yeah. Let's see who else is here that I haven't seen. Wellington, I don't think I said hello to. Hello, hello. And James L. Yeah, I think I did say hello. Anyways, let's go ahead. I've got the instructions for this, for the build on this. I may end up getting rid of this sweater as we go because it is getting a little hot down here under the lights. But right now the bench is cool and my hands are a little chilly, but my body is getting warm. So I am going to switch over, and here is what we're actually making. So these are the tanks we're making for those of you that didn't see last time. Those are the tanks. It's a CyberBrick Mini T, or remote controlled tanks that are going to basically shoot the little discs. I am going to be printing some of the fields, some of the little tracks and stuff that you see here. And then this is the remote that we're building. This is the official CyberBrick remote. They have a couple different options. They have the standard one, which is a AAA battery or AA battery operated. We have the lithium battery version, which we have printed here, all the parts for that. So here's the images for that, just so you can kind of see what these things look like. But that's the actual remote right there. That's going to be the front of it. And then they have that little dimmer thing that lifts up for charging your battery and so forth. And here is the assembly guide for the remote. So this is what we are going to be doing tonight. So there we go. Let's get back over here. And I tried to set up my laptop. For some reason, my laptop will not turn on. Hang on one sec. Let me check. I wanted my laptop there for separate chat windows, but I cannot. There's something going on with it. There's something going on with the Windows operating system with it. It can't read some temporary file, so it's not booting up properly for me. So I think that is going to be an issue. So I'll just have to follow the instructions and flip back and forth between chats so that I can keep an eye on what you guys are saying. I am getting warm. I'm going to unclip this. Don't worry, you will not see any skin, but I have to take this sweater off. There we go. Oh, that's better. The sweater's just a bit warm. We'll throw that over on the couch. There we go. That's better. And why don't I guess I could just clip this on my shirt, but better yet, hang on. Better yet, whoa, better yet, I'll kick the camera. There we go. Why don't I grab, I should have set this up earlier. I didn't think I was going to get too warm in that sweater, but that's all right. There we go. Just going to get something I can put the microphone on so that I'm not moving around and it doesn't give me any problems. I'm going to clip the microphone to this thing. Let's just go like this. Come on, get on there. There we go. And we'll move that up a little bit like that. And we'll just leave the microphone right there. You should be able to hear me just fine now. Hey, the Mad Owl, hello, hello. Have yet to build your CyberBrick kit? Tim Keller is here. Hello, Tim Keller. Missed a lot of stuff here. Lazy Hot End is here. Who else is here? Betty Boop is here. Hello. And we have Misty Woods Tradecraft is here. Hello. Wow, a lot of names that I don't recognize tonight. That's awesome, though, you guys. That's awesome. Let's see who else joined. Joel LED. LED RGB. Wow, look at all these names. And AKA Steve Alpha is here. Look at that. Well, welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. Remember, if you haven't yet, there's a link pinned at the top of the chat. Up here at the top of the chat. That way, at the top of the chat for a link to enter a draw to win some Polymaker. So go ahead and enter. And OL Chaser, Claser is here. OC Laser. Okay. Again, I'm going to be working and watching chat at the same time. So if I miss you, forgive me, but I will be checking back and forth on chat. So, okay. So let's get over to our first set of instructions here. So there's what we're making. Here's the assembly guide we're following. Okay, we do have a lithium battery. Must be charged with only the include USB charger. Of course, that's just all your safety stuff. We have disclaimers. Basically, they're talking about lithium batteries here. They're just making sure that we know what we're doing with lithium batteries. So that's stuff we can all read later. There's all the parts that we printed. So there's only the 3 black parts, and all the rest are the main color parts. And here is the kit parts that we're going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back over here. And I'm going to grab into the kit here. Actually, if I go ahead and switch to this other camera and then switch back to my and turn on this window here. And I wonder, I can't make that window any bigger, but that's okay. But I'll just go ahead and make that. Come on, Tim, my bottom left window. There we go. And we'll just sort of use this camera as a look over camera for finding all these parts. Let's go ahead and open this kit, and then I'm just going to find the parts I need to start this build. And I'll check back on chat in a few minutes here. So here we go. So we went through and looked at all these parts last week, but now we're actually going to find what we need. I believe these are the lithium batteries. They are. So we're going to need 2 of those, which are those 2 things. We'll put them aside. And it looks like we need some of our machine screws. So I'm going to take all these plastic packages with screws. Let's just empty a few things out of here and see exactly what it is we need. So we're going to need so we need this one here. We're going to need 2 of those. So we're going to need 2 of everything, but we're just going to, I don't know if I want to build 1 at a time or build 2 at a time. Maybe I'll just do the remotes 2 at a time. What the heck. And these are the, which screws are these? They're not saying. I think that may be the small screws that we're going to need for the remotes. There is, that's the second one of those right there. Okay. That looks like, oh, we only need 1 per piece. It looks like they gave me 3 of those for some reason. And those are the same things. Okay. Oh, I see. There's a little bit of a difference in those 2 items. There we go. Tire treads. We have that one. We need 2 of these guys. That's that one and that one. Okay. And this looks like the button switch. And there's a package of 2 of those. We only need 1 of those, but that's the button switch we're going to need. And that's the second set of that. Another 1 of those. Okay, we're going to need these button switches. And then we just need a couple wires. Then we can get going. On-off switches. Doesn't look like those are coming right in yet. And then just need to find those wire sets that they're showing there. Which I think that's 1 of them there. I think that's it right here. 6 of those. Huh. Ah, right there. Let them know those are LEDs. Okay. Well, we'll look for those when it actually comes to needing those particular ones. And then we have more batteries, and these are power switch modules, which I don't believe are needed for this particular step. Not yet. Okay. Okay, so let's start from here. Here we go. So we've gathered a lot of our pieces here, and step number 1, we're going to do a little bit of wiring. So we're going to grab these 2 pieces out, see where we're at. Let me go back to chat and have a look. There we go. It sucks they don't have a separate window for chat, but it is what it is. That's it. Everybody's just watching. That's good. Happy New Year to you too, Radioactive RC. Hello, hello. Okay, let's just go back. This is mostly building anyway, so we'll go back here and I will go on to the screen where I get my instructions. So we need to open this board with the multi-plugs. This one here. 4 plugs. That's only 3, that's 4, okay. So we have this piece, and we need one of the, it's this one here. Looks like we wire everything all together, and then we insert it into the 3D printed part. So we have this part here. So we're looking like this. Okay, and then this guy here, we have the 4 up front. So we have to wire 1 to 2, and 1 to 1, and 2 to 2. Okay, so they both look like the same style plug. So number 2 is on this side. Like so. Okay. And this one, number 2, is over here. The middle one. Like so. And then number 1. Oh. Don't want to put them in upside down. These are, looks like they're pretty fragile. And number 1 is going to be the front one on here. There we go. Oops, that was upside down. Okay. So that's that so far. This doesn't want to stay put. Those are done. Okay. Step number 2. Oh, we have to have the second one. So now step number 2, I'll show you here, right there. We're adding the second controller. Okay. Just going to go back and check on chat. 47 watching, only 25 likes. Come on, people. Hey, Death Cube. Hello, hello. Hey, Tim. I'm here, Jerry. I am just trying to figure. I got to figure out a way to get chat on my other computer. I got to get my laptop fixed up so I can watch chat on that. But this part I can do without looking. So this is going to go on the other side. So these went on the one side of this, and these ones are going to go on the other. And these are our basically our thumb. They're going to be our thumb control joysticks, if you want to call them that. So okay. Oh, Tim Keller. That's what Jerry is saying. Tim. I thought he was talking to me. There's 2 Tims on here. It's going to be confusing. Okay. So again, number 1 is the outside. So we have this one this way. Okay, number 1 is the outside. Pins are on the bottom. And number 1 is the outside one here. Pins on the top. Like so. And then number 2 is right here. 2 is our X. And looks like 1 is our Y axis controllers. There we go. And number 2 in here, pins are on the top. Okay, so there we go. We have our joystick controllers, our motion controllers hooked up to that. Step number 3. Now we have a button. We'll show you step number 3 there. We have a button that we're going to put on. And that is one of these guys here. So we get a wire with that. What I'll likely do is, depending on the timing, I'll build one of these on stream and I'll build one off stream because it's all going to be the same. So we have this button. So we have this cable for this button. It's a tiny one. Oh, that's really tiny, just two wires. Okay, that goes in there. And then on this guy, it's on the front and it goes in the left side, right in this one here. And the wires are on the top. Going to be really careful with the orientation because I don't want to bend any of the wires in these pins. So there we go. So there's the little button controller. Okay. Number 4. Flip the remote control transmitter assembly as shown in the diagram. So here we are. So we're flipping the controller assembly. Is that the one that we were just on? Or is that a different one? Let's just see. Just want to see if that's a different piece that we're supposed to be looking at here. Let me go back up to the... No, that's going to be the same piece that we're on. So flip it. Okay, so flip it like so. And then we... Oh no, this was the right way around. So we want that flipped this way. Okay, like that. Okay, let's get back here. We want this flipped like this. And we're going to put one of these other switches into this other front plug right here. Okay, so this one and this one. So this is like a 3-way toggle switch. It's got a middle, left, or a right. I love doing these kind of builds. They usually remind me of the Droid days. Good, clear instructions do help. Okay, and then this is going to go on the 3rd switch with this oriented this way. Pins are up in this case, so this should go in just like this. Just like that. Okay, there we go. Now we have that mess there, right there. And step number 6 is we are going to add one of those 2-way toggle switches to the other side of that. Okay. So that's this one. Okay. Get rid of these empty bags. So we have a 2-way toggle switch. So this is going to have the plug here. Like so. And then this goes into the other side of this down here. And those wires are on the top. That goes in like this. There we go. So this guy, unless there's another front one, looks like a spider. Looks like a spider. Okay, let's check chat out. I think we're doing okay. Shaking, waiting for your stealth changer parts. There you go. So remember, guys, if you haven't already, there's a link at the top of the chat, and it's also in the description to go ahead and enter to win some Polymaker. We're going back to the link mode where you're going to enter that way. So, okay. Now we're going to put that red wire into the bottom, and I believe that's a battery charging thing. So we're going to flip this over like this. Okay. And then we need that red wire, and I did see that in here, I believe. I think I didn't pull that out. Or did I pull it out already? I must have. It's not. Don't see it in here. So let me just check all my packages here. See where that wire is. It's a red. It's a short red, black and red. Not there. Let's hope they included it, because I don't want to have to make a plug. I don't want to have to make a wire, but if I do, I do. Not there. Not here. That's a servo. Oh, right there. That must be them right here, although I wonder if these are not for a different purpose. But these look like the same wire. It's the only black and red wires that I see, so. And I think they are, because it's going to be going to a power switch. So let's pull a power switch out with it as well. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the correct wire for that. So this one is to go into the back of this one, like so. There we are. The diagram just makes it look a lot shorter, but I'm pretty sure that's going to go up into this power switch, which is going to go into the back of the remote there. So we have that step there. Okay, I know it looks like quite the mess, doesn't it? Let's move this guy over here so I don't end up knocking into the mic. There we go. And then, so this is what we have. This is what it should look like right here. Okay. So we have our two-way servo controller. We have our four-way servo controllers, or if you want to call it whatever you want to call them, not servos, but thumb controllers. We have our on-off switch, or a three-way switch. We have our button, and then we have our little power wire, black and red wire going down to the bottom. So that looks pretty much, if I lay this out, it's pretty much like what I've got. So we have our button, which is here. We have our two multi-way. We have our two-way right here, and we have our three-way switch right here. So we have everything all together. Okay, everything looks good. Hey Nick, how are you, sir? Happy New Year. Make sure you give Tim a thumbs up. Yeah, please do. Isn't it red wire the one that bomb techs say to cut all the time? Yes. Andrew Humphrey. Hey, Andrew Humphrey. Hello, hello. Yeah, the bomb techs. Cut the red wire. Now, here we go. We get to put some stuff together in the little 3D printed part. So let's start with the green one. No, you know what? Let's start with the teal one. I want to do the teal one. Okay. So let's pop this apart. Okay, are we on the right? No, we're not on the right. Here, we want to be here. You want to be seeing me. So we want the teal one. We have to put a little M2.5 by 6. And I'm going to assume, and I shouldn't assume, that these are the 2.5 screws. Even though it didn't say it, but okay, and this is my holder steady screw holding tray. Okay, so that's how you hold her steady. That's kind of cute. That was given to me. So we'll take these screws and we will dump them. There we go. And I'm going to make the assumption that these are M2.5 screws, but let's just quickly double check to make sure. M2, this only goes down to M2, but yeah, that's a little bit bigger than an M2 and smaller than an M3. And the length of them is 6 millimeters. Yeah, 6 millimeters, and they are calling for M25 by 6. So these are the correct screws. And they do give you a little Phillips and a little hex key. So let's go ahead and use the supplied tools, shall we? Okay, so we'll grab one of these and we will screw this into here, and self-tapping. Okay. Don't know why that's there, but it's there. Just a dummy screw, I guess. It's there for a reason. Okay. It's not for me to ask, it's for me to follow instructions. Okay. Oh, here's the fun part. Look at this. Now I'm supposed to put all this whole mess in here. Oh, they're showing me one thing at a time. Good. So we're going to actually, so we'll walk through this. We're going to insert the little button down there, secure it with 2 screws. Then we're going to make sure our wiring is going through as shown in the diagram. Okay, this thing is being turned this way. Okay. And then we're going to insert all the pieces as shown. And we're going to screw a couple screws in there as shown. And then we're going to screw a couple screws in there as shown. And then we're going to screw some more screws in. And then that's going to be the part that inserts into that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do these things. We're going to follow these instructions very, very, very carefully. Okay, let's come back here. And let's put this back on. There we are. Let's check chat. Andrew has been MIA for a while. I know, I'm so glad to see you here. I'm just testing, just checking chat here, guys. Tulsa Skin says test, LOL, test fit first. Will there be hopefully a knife thumb stabby today? Oh, come on, what are you saying? You want a thumb knife? No, no blood. My hands right now are cut free. If you just jinxed me, I'm going to be ticked. Don't jinx me, man. Please. Come on, man. Don't be jinxing me. Always blood on this stream. Not always. A lot of times there is, but not always. We'll see. Okay, let's get going. Test fit, yeah, for sure. I just want to see, so we have this part facing me here. We have our little controller is being screwed into the bottom 2 screws on this side here. So we turn this around sort of like, this is going to come something like, wow, this is kind of coming from the front. Okay, I'll worry about routing the wires in a minute, but this is going to come back in here like so. And this little guy gets put in here, right in here. Now I am going to, I might cheat. No, I'll just use their little screwdriver. I might cheat and end up getting my own, but I kind of like the grip handles on my own little screwdrivers, but hey, they supply these and it works. The other thing is I could use my power screwdriver, but when you're self-tapping these holes, you don't want to over tighten them, right? So, because then you'll strip the threads easy, strip the plastic easy is what you do. Let me grab my 2.5 millimeter little one of my own, or 1.5 millimeter. This is just make it easier for me to put these in, and it's much easier to control. There we go. But just so you know, you do get the these 2 little tools, cute little tools, if you want to call them that. You get them in the kit. So, but we're just gonna put them aside for now. Okay, so we've got these 2 screwed in. Okay, we're turned around the same way. Yeah, we got that. Now they say to turn this around, and we are putting, it's not very clear, this part here. Okay, this goes on here. down here. The wires get routed. Wow, it's not really clear. I'm going to have to, let's see. Looks like this goes here and the wires are coming underneath. Where are those wires going? Oh, right underneath here. So it looks like these wires get pushed into here like that. These wires get pushed into here. Like that. There we go. Now these wires, I guess this little wire from the back should have gone under here as well, possibly. So we have this piece in like so. And I believe that's the battery compartment, so that's likely going to be the power. And there's two little pins. Oh, I see, okay. Okay. And then we secure with two screws in these two corners here. Okay, let's get this going. Okay. Like this. Okay. So this one has a little plastic printed pin that's going in that side, and this one here is back where that's where that front screw screwed in, which is really strange because that front screw has no play. It's not even protruding through the hole there. Well, that's just weird, but who am I to question that? And we'll put the second one right in here. Okay, so that's in. Okay, we have that part in. And I'm just back and forth to chat. A checkbox is ticked sometimes. Always blood on this stream, you guys. Ah, there we go. Print the kiddo a toolbox. That's good to hang on to those little tools. That's a great idea, actually. That's a really good idea. Okay, so we got that secured like that. Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in on this? Yeah, let me zoom in on this window a bit. I want to just see. Ah, okay. There we go. There. So what I was saying is that there's a little plastic part right here that was printed that it went into. Those are the two screws I put in, and right there is where I screwed that screw in from the other side, which does nothing. So I don't, unless it's a grounding, I don't know. But that's the one that we did in the first step where we screwed that just blank screw in there, and it's not even protruding enough from the other side to come through and hold that steady. So why that's there, I don't know. But we're going on to this step right now. So there we go. Okay. So onto this one. We are putting these boards right here. Okay, where are we going with this? It looks like it's these ones with the wires coming out the back. Why are these wires? So this one's going to go like so. This is one of the multi-controllers. That's going to go like that. Okay. A lot of wiring there, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. Okay, so let's get some screws going here. This is where you need more than one hand. Or more than, more than one hand. I have two hands. Okay. So this goes in here. Okay. second one. Like so. It's our controller from the front. Okay. And then the next one is going on. Geez, this is all messed up. I wonder if this should have gone under this wire. I don't think it matters. Oh, I think I got this backwards. Yeah, I messed that up. I got that other one backwards. Yeah, somebody in the chat's probably going, it's on backwards, Tim. I know, I just see that now. So this is going in here. I had the piece turned backwards. Okay. We'll fix that one up in a sec. Orientation of the piece is actually pretty important when you're following instructions, because especially when it fits in both ways. So I just have to turn this one around. Oh, let me get this one in first. Okay. Hence why the wires were sticking out so far. Okay. Okay, this has got to go this way. They just have the wires kind of going out the other side, but that has to be in that way. Come on. Tell me that I've got that. Yeah, that looks good that way. Okay. Okay. Let's check on chat. No, the thermistor, Jerry, the thermistor hasn't. It should be in hopefully Wednesday this week. For some reason it took forever. For some reason it took forever. Hey, Sir McSquishy. Front screw is for the magnet. Ah, and the electronic cover. Oh, okay, that makes sense then, why they put a spare stranded screw there. Yes. Oh, I didn't get lucky on a Voron Discord giveaway at all. Nope. Hey, Brent Ferguson, no problem. Better late than never. For those of you that have just showed up, though, don't forget, we have a little different way of doing the draw again tonight, same as we used to do. At the top of the chat, there's a link where you can go enter your YouTube name and your email. Make sure your YouTube name is correct, because we're going to be calling you out when we do the draw. And it's also pinned down in the, it's pinned at the top of the chat and it's down in the description. You're just going to click that link, enter the form, you'll be entered. You'll only be allowed to enter once. You can try to enter multiple times, but it won't let you. So don't try. Don't try. Okay, let's continue. You won a cartographer. You won a cartographer. Nice. Don't be sorry. I never win draws, really. Okay, let's get back to this. So we have these ones on now like this. And I need to put, so with this facing this way, this guy needs to go with the button facing up. This goes in here like so. So that's obviously going to be a front button controller of some sort, up and down. Okay. So let's get this screw ready. This goes on here like this. I wonder if my cool little, let me check if my cool little Linus Tech Tools, I wonder if this has the right size, bit for what I'm doing here. Could use this tool. I don't think it has one that small though. No, it doesn't have one quite that small. I don't think that's the right size. No, it's not. Okay. I can't use my real cool, my cool dude screwdriver on this. Too bad. Okay, so we have that one on here. Okay. Looks like we have two more pieces to fit into place. And the button one goes over on top. So with the wire like this, we have our button goes here. That's obviously our power button of sorts or something, some sort of a button. That goes on this side. Like so. Okay. Da, da, da. I need some stream music. I do have some, but they're all short songs. Just hum a tune myself, I suppose. And so we've gotten done up to here, up to this point right here. We just put this button on. And now we are going to, oh, where did I miss? I've still got one. Oh, I think that was the last of the loose thing. Yeah, that was the last of the hanging things. Duh. Okay, so now we're going to insert it into the box, like so. So we get this. We get to insert this. Get this wire out of the way. Okay, just like that. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so we have that inserted into that. Just like that. Okay. Next, thermistor. Yeah, I found the thermistor. It's broke. I had to order another one. The thermistor broke. I think I stepped on it. They charge $1.60 for those two little screwdrivers. Holy crap. Holy crap. That's ridiculous. For these two little things, right, where did I put it? I threw it down somewhere. So you're saying they're charging $1.60 for these. Most of us have these tools. These came with the kit, but whatever. Is what it is, right? Okay, so we got that inserted in there. Okay, so here we're going to do some squishy magnet glue stuff. So let's go ahead and see where we're going next. So we're going to, in the highlighted area of the diagram, use glue to attach the parts securely, and not your fingers, it should say. So we're going to put a magnet in there. We're going to squishy glue a couple things on this. We are going to insert that into that part. We're going to put a button on that. We're going to put a switch on that. Love my descriptions, right? Then we're going to slide that thingamadoobra part onto those two switchy things like that. And then we're going to screw in a couple screws into some things down there like that. And then we're going to do a little board screwy thing down into that. And then we're going to, okay, so let's go ahead and get some of these things done. So let's start with a squishy McSquishy. Sir McSquishy, this is yours. This is your Sir McSquishy glue thing here. So let's get some glue. Let me get some glue. Glue. Are we going to complete and test this stream? Probably not, Skull Army. Probably not. So you should patent that, Sir McSquishy. Oh, what have I got on the screen there? Oh, that's because I didn't switch to this. Okay, let's get the magnets. I saw the little magnets right here. The little part that we're going to put the magnet into is this part right here. There's the little hole. So let's go ahead and get the magnet out. Don't think it matters because that magnet will stick to that thing either way, so it doesn't matter which way that magnet goes in the hole. Now the problem is my tip of my glue thing, I've had to cut so much that it's really a little bigger than I like, but let's see if I can just get a little drop in there. That should do it. Okay, let's pick up the magnet and push it in there, wipe the excess glue, and test it for stickiness. Yeah, we got no excess glue and the magnet's in there pretty good. Look at that. Okay, we did that. Now we need the black part. These two funky looking pieces. Okay. This part goes down like this. And these are going to glue into that piece like so. Okay. So let's get some more glue drops. Yeah, this is the right side. Okay. Oh, that's a ton of glue that came out of there. I don't need that much. Get that off in my chair. I don't have a small enough hole in this glue bottle anymore. Well, what I'll do is I'll just get some glue in these holes. That's fine, like so. I will salvage my finger to wipe the excess off. And then I'll put these pieces in. Like so, and like so. There we go. No fingers stuck together in this stream. Look at that. I'll grab my little rag here, and I'll just wipe off the excess glue. There we go. I think I'm going to just grab really fast, just to make sure. You all know what I'm going to get. We'll just give this a little spray of activator. That guarantees. And yeah, it messes up the surface a bit, but that's all inside. So, and that guarantees those pieces are not going anywhere. There we go. But I do have, like, you can't take my fingerprint now because it's all glued. All glued. Streamception. Okay, so we got those pieces glued in. So now this piece, they say, this is on this side. This goes, oh, I see. This sort of just clips in here. It's like it's a little, so this just kind of clips. Am I on the right screen? I am. There's little indents on the sides of this. So this is going to go in that little, there's a little bumpy there. And a little bumpy there. So that's sort of going to just act as a little hinge right there. That's all. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so we got that piece in. Oh, it feels weird with glue all over my finger. Should just use a cloth. Would have been easier. Okay, now we want to put that aside, take this piece. We want to put our printed button, which is right here. We want to put that over top of this piece. Is that supposed to actually fit in there? Is that supposed to actually go over the button? Oh, maybe it doesn't need to go over the button. That can go in there. And then on here we have the other black plastic piece, which slides over this little handle, like so. So that's a little toggle switch. This will be a button. Don't know if that should be pushed onto that. I don't think so. I think once we get the back on. Yeah. So then we take the back and we put the back on like this. I think that button, oh no, that's fine. Okay, and then we're going to screw the back into the back here. Let's just make sure. Yeah, so then we take 2 screws and this screws into here. Like that. And this one, like this. Okay, so that should mean that we have a magnetic cover up top here for opening. There we go. So there's the front like that. Get the back with our little controller, our switch, and our 3-way switch here. Cool. And then the next one, we have to take this part here. Let me double check chat. No blood yet. I know you're all, a lot of activator. I know that was way too much. To protect my skin from hobby knife cuts. Yes. I can't use it to unlock my phone, or I can't unlock my door. Anything with fingerprints. I have a fingerprint keyboard at my office, and I mess up. I really should use my middle finger for my fingerprint ID, because I only ever get glue on my index finger. So I may have to change that. Yeah, it's so true though. It does mess things up. Okay, this is where I believe it's this little piece here, which is our on-off switch for the whole thing. Is going in like so. So that little on-off switch is going to be on this side. Okay, and then we're going to screw that in here. Should I zoom out a bit more on this? There we go. So that goes on there, like that. Yep, okay, and then this guy comes in here. We put this power cable, excuse me, onto here, like so. See, the picture shows, see how long this cable is? The actual picture shows a much shorter cable right here, right there. Right, so they could do for a shorter cable, but what the heck. Okay, anyways. So now we are to close that up and use 4 screws. So here we are. So now what we're going to do, we've got the power cable hooked up. We're going to close that up and secure it with 4 screws where they say right there. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So I guess I can wrap that around in there. These other wires can kind of just tuck in here. And we can get under their wires. These wires are being disobedient. Okay, stay down, stay down. There we go. Close that up kind of like that. There we go. That's better. Okay. And then we will secure it with 4 screws. Oh, I hope they gave me spares. There goes one. Into the void. Drop a screw into the void here. You don't find it very quickly until you vacuum. Okay. One. Number 2. Okay. Three. And 4. Like so, and there's the plug you can kind of see in the back. There's the plug for the lipo, for the battery, for the lipo battery, lithium ion battery, lipo lithium ion, blah blah, potato potato. Okay, chat. Anyone got a link to what's being built? Sorry, just joined on the build stream. Hey, I should have put a link up there. Yes, I should have. I will. I'll show you what we're doing here. So right here is where this is the actual tank we're going to be doing. This is the actual remote for the tank that we're doing right now. There, so I'll give you the link to both. So this is, first of all, I'll copy the link. Let me go back in here, I'll put it in chat. This is the link to the remote. There we go. Did that go? That did go. And then I'll go to the tank, and this is the actual link to the tank that we're doing. And I've got the 2 tank set. Copy that, and we will put this in here, and this is the link to the tank. Hopefully the whole link goes. But yeah, you can also just look up CyberBrick on Maker World as well. So we're at to this stage here where we're going to put the last final cover on. So let's go back here. So that last cover is right here. This goes over top. I like that they make this cover separate because it allows you different access to the plugs under here to check plugs, so without having to take the whole back off. And that fits nicely on there. Don't drop another screw. You're lucky if they give you one extra. You already dropped one. Okay, we're going to be closing the draw in about 5 minutes. So if you haven't entered the Polymaker draw yet, there is a link pinned at the top of the chat. Go ahead, click that link. It's also in the description. Click that link and enter your YouTube username and your email, and then you'll be entered to win some Polymaker, which we're going to be doing within 15 minutes. We'll do the draw, but I'm going to close the entry in about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so there's the back. There's the whole piece finished and put together. And we still have a few other parts to put on, but hey, this is pretty cool. Okay, and then under here we have, I think this is going to be a USB-C. Well, that's going to be tight to plug a USB-C cable in, but I think that's going to be to access to plug in USB-C to charge the battery, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. But there's where we're at so far. And the next steps, now they say here, I'll just switch over here, we're going to put the battery in. Okay, battery cover slides on, and then we're going to be putting the top. We get some more ceramic squishy stuff going on here. So let's go back and see what's going on here. Well, oh boy, there we go. You did it, and Google it. Go. First time I had seen it. No problem, ceramic squishy. Okay. So let's go ahead and put the battery in. Where did I put the batteries? This is one of the batteries here. Okay. Did I switch screens again? I did. Come on. Don't know the state of the charge on these. I could grab my charger and check, but I'm pretty sure these are going to have overcharge protection, etc., etc. So this kit came with these batteries, of course. So on the back side, we're going to plug the battery in, which is this way. Get my little hands in here. The battery's plugged in. We'll tuck the battery away in there, and then the battery cover is this piece here. Should slide in and close like that. There we go. Battery cover's on. Looks great. Okay. Now we get to do some squishy stuff. Oh, let's pull these pieces from up here. Some glue stuff. Did I lose any pieces? There should be 4 pieces there. Oh, there's the other little one. Tiny little pieces here, as you can see. And why do I have another battery cover, you may be saying? Well, I'm going to show you this as an example. Be careful when you're dealing with this piece, because this actually, because of the layer lines, that breaks very easy. And I broke one already, and I printed 2 spares just in case I broke another one. But this just wanted to show you how easy that breaks because of the way the layer lines are going. That one piece broke off real easy. So that was just an example. Okay, so now we have to glue this part into the dome part. But I don't know if that's going to need glue. That looks like it's going to be a really tight fit. It's not that tight a fit, but maybe I got to be careful not to get glue in the hole, because that hole's got to slip over these pins here. So I'm going to actually what I'll do, I'm going to take I have some of the same CA glue. This stuff you got to be really careful with, because if you can see on the camera, or you can't, this stuff is watery thin. So I'm actually going to take my rag, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to actually squirt a little bit of this glue just around the outside so it kind of goes in. Make sure it's coming out. There it is. Just a little bit, just a hair around that, and there. Because it's literally the thickness of water. That'll work its way down. See, it's sticking to my hand too. That'll work its way down into the grooves and glue that fine. But be really careful with this stuff. It runs like big time. It's like water. If it takes the path of least resistance. So we'll put that one in. Okay. Like that. And we'll do the same thing here. Get that flowing. There we go. A little bit there. A little bit there. There we go. That flowed right through. Okay. And don't let it get stuck to your fingers. As I say, that stuff, it gets everywhere. You got to be really quick and careful with that stuff. Whew. Okay. Let them sit for a second. I built a Droid kit for this remote. I think there's a few different kits you can get to do with this. Just look up CyberBrick, and there's all kinds of things you can get. Mini Death Racer, pretty much. That's what she said. Print it in the orientation the file comes with. Print it in the orientation the file comes with. I don't know how it doesn't dry up in the nozzle and claws, Surma Squishy. It's interesting because this, I don't cover this at all. Oh, don't do that. But it doesn't dry up in the nozzle, and it stays liquidy, and it sticks. If I had a couple pieces to show you, hang on, let me just see if I can. These 2 I just threw out, just to show you how wicked this stuff is. if I just put a little drop on here, doesn't take much. Hang on, there we go. And if I put this piece on it, just like so, just hold it for a minute. Actually, we can activate it too if we want, but actually I might have to activate it because I did put quite a bit on there. Yeah, let me activate it real quick. Don't always have to, but don't need much. Don't need as much as I did before. But then that's, see with this stuff too, it reacts with the activator. Look, it foams. It's having a reaction with the activator. That you can just wipe right off eventually, or you can peel it off with a knife. But that is like, that will not, I cannot get that off now. So, but yeah, I don't know why it reacts with this. This activator reacts this particular way with this glue, but not with other ones. But you can always just cut that white part off, or you just try not to get that glue to over the edge. But that is bonded on there more permanent than you'll know. And if I keep doing that, you'll get the blood you want. But yeah, this stuff is wild. This stuff's used a lot in woodwork. That stuff works great on wood if you do laser. Never had an issue with clog tip. No, if you store it in a refrigerator, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to what we're doing. We are now, oops, that's that glue's still a bit wet. But if I just kind of do this, it'll be fine. Now I got plastic glued to my skin and yada yada. You gotta be really careful with that stuff. Okay, and I don't say to glue these on, so these are the little handles. So these, again, there's a groove, and you'll match the groove, and you will jam that on like that. See, that glue came right through, my finger just about stuck to that. And then the same thing here. You'll see there's little slots. Goes in little slots, pushes right on, just like so. Okay. Then you probably guess where these handles go. There's a slot. There's a rectangular opening in these. You got to make sure you match the rectangular opening on these. And that will, carefully, if you find it, that will slide down onto this. Okay. So again, this thing's got a little rectangular shape. There's a little rectangular shape under here. Whoops. We'll slide this down on top, and there we go. It inserts it. Okay. Then we take, I'm pretty sure there's nothing else that goes in there. Nope. And these things are like a twisty-turny. So you put these things, there's a slot there and a slot here, and we have two little tabs here. We slot that in, and we turn it, and it locks in place. We slot this one in, we turn it, and it locks in place. There we go. So now we have our remote just like this. We'll just turn it, make sure that we have free movement all the way around, that it, see, it's not going back to center. Oh, there it is. Hopefully I didn't get any glue on it, but we'll just sort of play around with that, and it should pop back to center from every location. So you got to be really careful, because if you don't let that liquid glue dry enough, liquid glue could actually just drip down into the electronics, and you don't want that to happen. Believe me, it has happened, and I know. So that pops up. So that is definitely a charging port, and that's obviously a regulator board or something, a charging port for the battery. I'm going to read to make sure. So let's see what happens if we actually turn the power on. Nothing happens. No, we'll leave it. I don't know if that's on or off. That's got to be off. That's got to be on. Of course, nothing happens. I don't think there's... Oh, there is an LED in there that lights up when it's on. So can you see that LED? So there, it's off, and then turn it on, the LED lights up. So we did something right. There's no smoke. No smoke. Okay. Okay, that is one of the remotes. Yay! Little bit of activator for it. Just a little bit. Hey, one Raz. Okay, I'm going to give everybody that's just popped in the tank drift. Did you put a battery in it? Yes, there's a battery in it. Must have blinked and missed you putting a battery in it. Yeah, you must have. I did put a battery in it. There's a tank on the base going bonkers. You were promised blood. No, you were not promised blood. But yeah, just for those that might have missed it here, the battery went in right underneath. Oh, come on. I can no fingernails, but the battery went in. These things are never easy to open. There we go. The battery went in right. Thank goodness I don't have to open this often. I just have no nails. There's the battery right in there. Right under there. And it is a 7.4 volt lithium ion battery. And I believe it's the same battery that's going to power the tanks. And then the battery lid just goes on like so. That's pretty cool looking. I'm very happy with the way that turned out. Yeah. Little switch there. We have a 3-way switch on top here and a little button. That's probably for firing that'll probably be for firing the discs. Okay. Anyways, for those that entered late, let's get to the chase. There's a link in the top of the description, and there's also a link in the description of the video, or a link in the top of chat, and a link in the description of the video. You click that link, you enter to win some Polymaker. We're going to close off that link in about 5 minutes, and we're going to then do the draw. So get to that link and do what you got to do, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes. It's 6:25 right now, my time. Give you to 6:30. We're going to close it and then do the draw. Meantime, I'm going to, since I've got the glue out, I am going to take the same pieces out of this model, since we're gluing, because I'm going to do the green. I think I'm going to do the green one. And we'll get the green one built. Next week we're going to build the tank. You're welcome. We're going to build the tank next week. So where's the other black piece here? And there's the lid for the magnets. We need to glue that, and there's one more black piece. Take this out of the way, move this out of the way. Here we go, there's the other one. And while I'm waiting for y'all to do the last minute entry, we're going to glue a few things here. So here we go. Oh, that'd be cool. I'm sure there's a way to do that. To put speakers on the Cybertruck? Definitely. It's so clean. It is a very, it's a beautiful little, it's so nice. I just love it. It feels good in the hands too, right? All the controls are really easily accessible. It feels really good. Anyways, she feels really good in the hands. Okay, so we're going to take this. We'll use some of this glue again. I'm going to wipe it with a rag this time so I don't build up the fingerprint resistance that I have already. Rag, and a little drop here, and a little drop here. That's all we need. And we'll just get that piece in, and we'll get this piece in. Get the gluing done out of the way for this next one. Okay, and we'll just sort of wipe the excess off here. Well, it doesn't matter. It's all inside. It's not like anybody's going to see it. So we'll just give it a tiny, tiny burst. That's plenty. And that was way too much, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, so that piece is glued. Perfect. Put a little bit of glue in here for the magnet. That kind of spurted out of there, didn't it? Okay, grab a tiny, tiny, tiny magnet. no matter how hard you try, there's always that little piece of glue that finds its way onto your finger. There we go. And there's that piece done. And the only other piece that we're going to need to glue is these pieces in here. And I'm still not convinced that really these even need gluing, because those sit in there super tight. Like this one, oh, that's even hard to put in. One more minute. We're doing the draw. One more minute. Oh yeah, I don't need to glue that. Oh, that is tight. Okay. I'll leave that. We'll put the top handle on. Like that. Okay. Whew. And this one will squeeze in. Jeez. Oh, wow. That is tight. Yeah, okay. Why do I think I'm going to end up breaking this if I... There we go. No, it's good. There we go. That's in. Definitely don't need glue on this one, so check your fit. You might not need glue. And this top one snaps into place just beautifully. There we go. So those two I didn't need glue on at all. And there we go. Got the glue all done. Now I can put the glue away. And I don't have to get my fingers any more glued. And the draw is going to be closed, so if you haven't entered, you cannot enter anymore. Well, you can right now, because I'm going to go turn the draw off. So you have maybe 15 seconds to go and enter. So, but we got to turn the draw off. Make it fair for everybody. So let's get back to me. This is me. I'm going to go in and we're going to say more, and we are going to disable the entry. There we are. Good. Okay, so who wants to enter the draw? Who wants to win some filament? Last chance. Here we go. No, you're not going to enter a word. Remember, you're going to the link and you're entering that way. You're going to the link and entering that way. If you didn't do that, you'll have to know for next week, because I've already shut the draw off. There is no word to put in this time. Okay? No word. Let me go get the entries and we'll get ready to do the draw. Let me go grab the entries. We have how many people that listened and did it right? 54 submissions that did it right. That is good. I'm going to download it. There we go. Bear with me. I'm going to go get it. Da, 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 da. I'm going to open it and I'm going to copy the names. This is going to be the fair way to do it. 54 entries. That is awesome. I entered myself just to test it, but I'm not going to include myself in the entries. That would be a little bit of conflict, wouldn't it? Okay, the entries are in. Who's ready? I just have to hit a button over here, because I have something new I'm trying. I have something. Okay, I hope this works. And please, I hope it works. No hashtag. No hashtag nothing. Let's get this going right now.
The Polymaker giveaway! Hey! All the entered names get to play! Hey! Count it down, shout it out, don't be late. Time for the Polymaker giveaway!
There we go. Name one wins. Aha! Yay! Okay, we're going to enter everybody's name into the wheel. Now, you might not be able to read your name because the wheel doesn't really display the names too clearly, but believe me, you will be entered. We're going to remove that one. The wheel is empty. We're going to populate the wheel. Ready, set, go. Everybody who entered, his name is in the wheel. I am going to do a 14-second spin duration. Okay, 14-second spin duration. And I'm going to mix the wheel up. What I want you guys to do in chat is I'm going to take the first number, and we're going to mix the wheel up that many times. First number, go, go. How long is delay? Is the I heard the first number was 5. 5 is the first number. Okay, stop putting numbers. Okay, 5 is the first number right there from Wiki Central. Don't put any more numbers. Hang on. Now I have to find where I did that. Number 5 is the first number. 27. You guys stop. Stop. Okay. Okay, we're going to do the draw. We're going to 5 numbers. Ready? We are going to shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whoever's is the longest there. Oh my goodness, that's a long one. Ready? And good luck to everybody. Da, 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 da. And then I'll play the song at the end. I like that little song. And the winner of Polymaker is Andrew Humphrey. Andrew Humphrey, congratulations. You are the winner. I will be sending you your prize immediate maintenant. Congratulations, Andrew Humphrey. Look at that. You guys like that way? Like the way? Do you guys like the way that worked? Like when I first come on, listen, like.
For the Polymaker giveaway, hey! All the answered names get to play. Hey! Count it down, shout it out, don't be late. Time for the Polymaker giveaway.
There we go. Okay, we have a winner. It's Andrew Humphrey. So I'm going to send you your prize right away. Give me 1 second. You guys chat amongst yourselves, and I'm going to send the prize. Congratulations, Andrew Humphrey. And I know you're here. There you are. Yay, I'm name 1. And there's nothing to do. That was totally random, whether you're name 1. Totally random. Okay, so let me go back. Let me get you your prize. You want a full song? No, you don't want a full song. Wait till you see what you get when you give me a super chat, but don't do that yet. Don't do that at all. I've got a super chat one too, but that one's really cool. But let me go get it. Let me go send Andrew his prize. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find his name. And I think I found him. There we go. How do I copy that? Come on, don't be that way. There we go. Control C, and I'm going to go to the email I have all ready for you, Andrew. And send. There you go. Much quicker. Andrew, your prize is on the way. Congratulations again. It's on the way. Andrew needs security to his car. Anyways, there you go. Thank you, everybody, for entering. I appreciate that. That was a lot of entries today. That's great. We have 57 people watching. That is awesome. For those of you that just joined us or joined us late, we just built one of the remote controls for the CyberBrick project. We are going to be building a couple tanks. We have the parts all printed for the tanks. We have all the electronics for it. And we're going to be building a second remote as well. I will just quickly start putting the second remote together until the end of our stream at 7 o'clock. But I'll give you a closer look at what this ended up looking like. So here is what this looked like. We have a little lid here that we access the charging port here for the lithium-ion battery that's in it. Okay. We have our little controller switches here, whatever you want to call these, joystick controllers. Okay. And then we have a little up and down controller, spring to the middle controller on the back, and we have a 3-way switch for various things, and what I'm going to call a fire button. And on the back we have an on switch for power and an off switch for power, and we have our 7.2 volt lithium ion battery underneath this part of the compartment. It's a really cool looking build. So it's in all the parts are available on Maker World, as it says right there, Maker World, and the prints turned out beautiful. So there we go. So we did that one, and then we're going to be doing a green one next. So that's where we're at. You're welcome, Andrew Humphrey. Thank you for watching. So how do we download that jingle so we can make it our ringtone? Oh, I don't know. I was in the studio for about 4 hours perfecting that, and I had to use a thing to help my voice do, time for the Polymaker giveaway. Like, you know, I spent a lot of time on that song. I spent even more time on my Super Chat song, so don't get me going on those things. So there we go. You're welcome, Sir McTwishy. Are you leaving now? Just needs voice control. That's all it needs. What's called auto-tune when you do that thing, it says auto-tune when you don't know how to sing, and it does it for you. Drop this part. So I think I need to. I'm going to start assembly on this second remote real quick, and I'm going to go by memory. No, I'm not. I can't. My memory's not that good. You're here for the after show. Well, the after show is about 20 minutes long, and in the after show, we see how far we can get by memory and building this next one by memory. Yeah, right. Oh man, if only I was that smart. That's not the right one. These are obviously for the tanks. And I am looking for one more of the other pieces. I think it's still in here. Auto-tune is for singers who can't sing on key. There we go. Lord. There's one of the ones I need. I believe, did I have the other one? No, I didn't. There's one more of those. This is the 360-degree motion joystick control. And that's the other one right there. All of them. Yeah, really. You know, music isn't what it used to be. My favorite era of music, personally, is the 70s. I've always loved the 70s. And they could sing. They knew how to sing then. I don't think there was such a thing as auto-tune in the 70s. So for these guys, I need those two, and I know I need that one will come up after, and I need this one is the two-way switch. I'm going to need this one open. Okay. And then I'm going to cheat because I don't want to wire this up wrong. Well, I can put the plugs in this one end and this one plug for now, because these are pretty basic as to where they go. If I mess this part up, I shouldn't be building electronics, let alone streaming about building electronics. There we go. Those go in there. This one goes in here. Yada da da, yada da da. And then this one I know goes in here, like so. I'm just not 100% sure where they screwed into here, or not screwed, plugged into here. Doobie Brothers, they were a great band. Auto-tune was invented in the 90s. Yeah, 70s is, oh, you can't beat 70s music, in my opinion, but then again, that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Da 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 da. Okay, so this one, okay, so from here, that goes that way. Number one is the closest. And number one is the closest on this one when looking at the 4 pins from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this was number one. In here. And this was number 2 in the middle. We'll know if this is all wired up correctly when we go to actually test the tanks. Okay, and on this side, number 1 is the closest again. Number 1 is this one. Number 2 is the middle. Okay. Like this. Okay, that's that one. Let me check chat. Check the chat. Pincus Floydus. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Pink Floyd was great. Stevie Wonder, Elton John, oh, you name them. There's a lot of people that were naturally good singers without auto-tune. Then we have the button. Where's that second button? I know you're in here, button. Unless I already took you out. Did I already take you out of the box? I did. I did. The second button's right here. Well, I got to show you guys something too. When I put this button in, I'll show you what I printed. You'll all be happy that I finally printed this, because it's been a death trap for me for weeks. I just haven't gotten around to printing anything for it, but I did. This goes in the first one here. And I printed it properly, because the other ones I printed kept breaking because I was not using enough infill. Come on, you go in. You're tiny. I know my hands are big, but come on. There we go. That goes in there. Okay, now we have the little toggle switch, which I know I took another one out, which is right here. Okay, I have a ton of little plastic bags left over after these builds. Am I the only one that keeps them? You never know what you could use them for. Okay, we have a three-way toggle switch. This one goes in on the third one here. Like so, and then we have that final switch, which goes in on the third one on this side. And that was, I believe, all the buttons for this one. Oh no, we have that power one. We have that other power cable, which is right here. This power cable. Can't forget the power cable. Okay. And this goes in here. Much quicker than the first one. Come on, get in there. There we go. So we have all that. And then we start on this. Oops. This piece right here. Okay, let me see who's chatting what. Probably lost a lot of people. 44 people now. Three Dog Night, Stevie Wonder. Look at these, Yetto. A lot of good bands there. I'll show you guys what I made. The hole in the floor. I fixed the hole in the floor. Oh, finally got this printed here on this camera. Got this printed finally. Something, I don't know what happened to the top layer, but that's okay. But this is about, I would say that's probably 3/4, almost probably close to a kilogram of filament. Oh, well, 3/4 of a kilogram. It's solid. 75% infill. Six or eight. I think it was 8 perimeters, but it's strong. The other ones I have, they kept squishing, and I just needed to make these really strong. So this is that's quite solid. But that's my floor drain cover, and it goes right. It goes right. There's the hole right there that I kept tripping in this guy right here. So that goes on there. That is solid. Solid as a rock. finally fixed that. Finally. No more holes to fall in. The manhole cover. Yeah, the other ones I have, for instance, and I got to redo these. So here's another one I did. But you can see what's happening. I think you can see on the camera. It's coming apart. It's not nearly as solid. It's feather light. The one thing I did is I added a, whatchamacallit, a chamfer here, or a whatever they've rounded ones called, a chamfer here in Fusion, to make this part stronger. I added more infill because the third one I have is actually breaking through in the middle because I didn't do enough infill. So yeah, so I'm going to be replacing them all, the other two eventually as well. For some reason there's 3 of these holes down here, so yeah. Delamination. Put my logo on the next one. Yeah, that's true, on the bottom of it. Okay, real quick on here. We're going to pop a screw. If I can find my screwdriver right here. Got another 11 minutes. I should be able to get a lot of this done. Now that I've done one, it always seems to go faster after the first one, right? Of course it does. It'll be the same with the actual tank too. There we go, and that's in. Perfect. And that is the cover to that, and the magnet kind of just holds onto that. Yeah, perfect. And this guy goes onto this, like so. That's the cover. Okay, now I know this comes over, and this board goes on here with the wires. Oh, let me zoom in here, but there we go. This board goes on here. The wires come between here, and well, actually the first thing that went on, if I'm not mistaken, was actually this plug here went on before anything. I think. Yeah, it did. That plug went on before anything. Do not tread on me, graphic. That's funny. That'd be cool. So that wire went this way, wire up. Let's get a screw ready. That's that little push button. Imagine if I had to put threaded insert things into these things. Oh, these self-tapping work much better. Because ideally you shouldn't have to take this apart, unless of course you want to do a different color one. You do, then you got new holes. So, but this should not have to come apart theoretically. Okay, so now this part went down. So the wires went through under here. Come on. There we go. And this one came back and went through under here. And these ones went through in here. Like so. And this whole part. Is that right? I think this is right. There we go. That part sits down just like that. The inserts are fine, but yeah. there wouldn't be a lot of room in this model for them in the places that they got to go. And there'd be a lot in this. Okay, so that part is good. Okay. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we had these parts that went. Let me just double check the graphic. Yeah, the wires towards this way, and then these wires came towards the front. Like, oh, how'd you escape from under there? There you go. That went like that. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. Thank you guys for hanging in with me. Next week I got to get that laptop working because I want to, while I build the tank versions, I want to be able to just glance up at chat instead of having to stop what I'm doing, switch screens, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's all right. Make it work. See, right now I got to switch screens, check chat out. There we go. Let's not repeat the thermistor instant. No, 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 let's not. Okay, and then this one, wire goes towards, like that. Oops, put it in the right way, you doofus. Put it in upside down. Gee. And there we go, just like that. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Come on, get in the hole. There we go. Sometimes these self-tapping hole, these self-threading holes, you get a little bit of gunk in there and you have to force it. I don't know why I'm talking about loud. I'm talking out loud basically to myself. Because a lot of these are Captain Obvious moments. And there we go. And that other one's in fine. Okay. And then this one went over here, like so. Okay. And in here, I really wish I had a 1.5 millimeter tip on my power one, but I don't. Okay. And then this one, last but not least, went up here. Yeah, I think they gave me tons of extra screws, although a lot of these are probably going to be used for the tank assembly too. And the fact I only dropped one, I would hope they give you at least one spare screw, at least. But I probably have some in my kit somewhere anyway, so there's that. And then this went in here. like this. Okay, like so. And then I believe this guy went on. No. Oh, we had to screw. We had this piece. We have our power switch that went in here. This is all from memory. Now I'm watching chat and I'm not cheating with the instructions. So I'm bound to mess something up. Okay. And this guy went in here. No, on the other side, this side. Like that. And then this whole piece went on here. Like this. And then 4 screws to hold that in place. Come on, screwdriver. Get on there. There. Okay. Here. I think if I did another one of these, I could do it from memory now. Famous last words. We'll see. If I really like this, maybe I'll get some more kits. I'm going to get a blister on my hand from that handle of this. Oh, is it a wire? There you go. That wire was in the way. Here we go. And one more. Oof. That one. Then we have this guy. Well, I probably should have put on first. No, hang on. There we go. Oh, no, I gotta put the button on first. Put the button there, and then I gotta put the little toggle switch on here. Whoops, slippery. There, then this goes on. Like that. 2 more little screws in here. Oh, we're a little over 7 o'clock. That's okay. That's okay. Still have a few people hanging out. That's good. Okay, that one, that one. Then we've got this guy. Goes over top. More screws. More screws. Look at that. I put this one together. Well, mind you, I haven't been following chat much, but I put this one together in, what, 25 minutes? And the other one took me the whole stream. Oh my goodness. But we don't know if this one's going to work. So we'll see. Oh, thank goodness, that's the last of the screws, I think. Okay, lithium battery. Battery. Plug battery in. Battery in compartment. Battery compartment cover. Okay. Handle doomer thingies. This way. And this one goes this way. And then we have our little locks. Like that. And like that. And we're done. Let's see if power comes on. Let's see if we get a green LED. We have an LED. Yay! It worked. Done. Done. Okay. Whoops. That didn't go on quite tight. Hang on. Get that there in. There, you got to click in. Oh, click in. There we go. That makes a difference. There we go. There we go. We did 2 of them. We got 2 of them built on the stream. Yay! Awesome. Job done. Look how quick it was to do that second one. Everybody, there we are. Control Chromebook on my laptop. Can you do that? Okay, Chromebook. I missed a bunch of chat here. One minute, no rush. I'm glad I missed all this. Power cord in the battery box. Yeah, it's on. Oh, we got a super chat. Service Squishy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You get this. You ready? All right. Thank you so much. Hang on. I appreciate that. Thank you. And you get this for that.
Thank you for the super chat. You did that. Hey, you did that. Hey, hey. Smiling till my cheeks attack. Can't hold back. Hey, can't hold back. All this love I'm sending back. Catch it in your cul-de-sac. Type it out and shout it back. Thank you for the super chat.
Yay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is awesome. But that's my new super chat too. And I know it goes on for like 10 seconds, but it's fun. Everybody here deserves to have a little bit of fun, but I'm happy with these. This is great. This means I can start the tank build next week, and then we can... Oh, why are you sticking? Oh, okay. I just need to work these in a little bit, and it's just because of the plastic that they're sticking a little bit. Or maybe I got to push them on a little bit tighter, a little bit tighter. Oh, there we go. They're doing okay. These are good. They are all good. They are both good. We are all good. Yes. I'm glad you caught the stream too. That's really awesome. So, perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all showing up, and welcome to 2026. Happy New Year. We're going to be doing more of this kind of stuff on my stream this year. I enjoy building things. I've got a lot of models to build. So it's time I started printing more, showing off the filaments. I mean, these Polymaker filaments, these things printed great. I love the color contrast. The tanks are going to look awesome. And we're also going to build a little field here where we run and we have battles on. So we're going to be doing all that. This is going to be a whole tank series. So I thank you for being here. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. Anyway, you guys have a super week. We will talk to you guys next Sunday, same time. I'm excited for 2026. Hopefully it's a growth year for this channel. Hopefully it's a growth year for me. So thank you for, I thank you for streaming. I thank you for watching. And we'll talk more about tanks and tank use next weekend on the stream. So you guys take care. Have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you so much for the super chat, and congratulations again to Andrew Humphrey for winning the filament. And we'll catch you guys next week, same time, same channel. Bye for now.